I love doing this sort of work. It gives me a variety of tasks to do and I'm never bored.
Yeah, it's good. It's just interesting.
Laura was born with cerebral palsy, spastic diplegia, which means she's affected from her waist down. She also has some intellectual disabilities and she has some mental health issues with anxiety. So she faced a lot of difficulties when she was growing up, but she handled them very, very well. She's a very determined, feisty young lady. And I also made sure that she wasn't made to feel as though she was disabled. Whatever her sister did, she tried to do, and we encouraged her to do as much as possible for herself and by herself. And I think that all that stood in good stead because she's turned out to be a rather remarkable young woman.
You have to make sure you put the e-cake in the right way and not too quickly.
He needs structure, needs discipline, and things laid out in front of him so that he knows how to follow. If things are ad hoc, he gets a little lost. So I think things like Ability Works has been really good for him from that point of view. He's got a sense of purpose. He's got the opportunity to learn new skills in a very controlled environment with great support, which is one of the difficulties he had in original work, is that a lot of companies out there are just not structured to help people with difficulties.
Because this is correspondence, and then I click on correspondence, and then I click on begin test, and it tests the tag, and then it prints out a little ticket.
I'm absolutely thrilled that she has a job, she has an independent lifestyle, but I didn't know when she was born. They gave me a very dire prognosis, but I wasn't, and my husband, we weren't prepared to accept that, and so we did push the boundaries quite a lot.
The hopes were for really having what we would call a normal life, having the ability to make friends, to get on with his own life, to be self-sufficient as much as possible, as opposed to just relying on mum and dad to be there, as much as you are always there for him, and it's only natural, as you are with any child, even if a child doesn't have difficulties.
Today, Laura is incredibly valued at work. She has a job like everybody else in the community. It gives her structure to her week. She has social interaction at work as well as mental stimulation. She enjoys going to work. She's very dedicated. No sick days for that lass. And she has got exactly what everybody else in the community has got. And that is just a most wonderful thing for a person with a disability.
Since joining Ability Works, Ben has grown in confidence in his own ability that he is what we call normal. He's been able to live a very fulfilled life, been able to go ahead and get married, meet the love of his life through work.
Leftovers in the freezer? Yeah.
We met at, it was Roytel, but now it's called Ability Works, back in 2004 when I first started.
Tell us about what attracted you to Ben, Laura.
His wicked personality. And I just thought, yeah, he could do.
As soon as I saw her, I knew, yep, she was the one. I just knew that her laughter and her personality and everything, and I knew it should be the one.
Ben and Laura getting together, well, they met through a tour group where they went on holidays. Fiji, Bali, again a structured environment of some ex-teachers that took groups of people with special needs on holidays. So they met. Ben actually had another girlfriend when they met and madly fell in love with Laura so quickly that all finished fairly rapidly, and the next thing you know, he's coming home and he's saying, we're engaged.
Ben and Laura having each other has been wonderful. They have exactly what their siblings have. They have an apartment of their own. They are very independent. They go to the opening of an envelope, which is good. They go out all the time, and they do have care. which is a great compromise.
This is our spare room, but it's actually our footy room with all our memorabilia, all the Collingwood posters up there and the Melbourne. And Laura's Melbourne and I'm Collingwood.
I think without Ability Works being in Laura's life, we would have struggled enormously. She is very independent. She desperately wants to do whatever her sister does, like have a job, have a normal life, go to work, come home, have a social life, have social interaction with friends. And without Ability Works, I doubt if she would have been able to have that, unless I'd found something else, which are few and far between for people with any disability.
He looks forward to going to work at Ability Works. He's for every year now for the last, I don't know, I can't remember how many years, 6 or 7 years, he's either been on the safety committee or the ERC. And again, that he feels important. He feels that other people respect him for what he does at work, not just the supervisors. It's the staff that vote, or the employees that vote for those positions, and he's been elected year after year back into those. You know, for Ben, for the future, you just want to see him, because eventually his parents, his family are not going to be around, to have that ability to live self-sufficiently, but also have that structured environment around him at work, that he knows that nothing else is going to change. He's still going to have Ability Works and that support that he gets from that network at Ability Works.
I think Ability Works has been the making of Laura in many, many aspects. I think we would have been totally lost without Ability Works.
Their structure and their staff are first class. They just really put a structure in place that does help. Obviously, not just Ben, but all of the people there. The support there for whatever issues that they have, that they face it for them, but they educate them and they give them opportunity to grow.
I really love Ability Works, really, because I love doing, like I said, the city link tags. Just in general, I love all the work that we do there. And we do the Good Friday tins for the Good Friday appeal. At the moment, we're doing Anzac Day pins. So things like that is really good, because, and the volume of it is like thousands and thousands, and that's the kind of work we want, big jobs like that.
I just like the people that I work with, and the supervisors are great. It's a sense of belonging, and I feel worthwhile. I actually have a purpose in life to get up.
They discuss work outside of work, which gives them a common interest. They have friends from work, and people with disabilities have enormous problems in making outside friends. But they have friends there who they meet socially in the city for lunch and dinner, go to films with, interact with, and I think it's just been the best thing since sliced bread.